Last season, when the Patriots took on the Los Angeles Chargers, New England lost 40-7 in one of its final games before Mike Vrabel was hired as the head coach. Fast forward to present day, and Mike Vrabel and his Patriots are now set to host the Chargers for a playoff game. Our sports final crew of Steve Burton, Dan Roche, ESPN's Mike Reiss, and two-time Super Bowl champ Christian Fauria discuss how the Pats stack up against the rest of the AFC playoff picture.
All right, well, joining me now is Christian Fauria, Mike Reiss, and Dan Roche, and we're talking about the playoff picture because that's exactly where the Patriots are headed, to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoffs, yeah. And it's a good feeling. But now they have to face the Chargers this weekend coming up. And that is not going to be a picnic, Christian.
No, I don't think there's a team that is going to be just a pushover. I don't think, if you were in the NFC and you were playing the Carolina Panthers, I'd say, they don't deserve a home win after having a record under 500. But that's the way that division is. Listen, as far as the season's over, now that we kind of look back and, what stands out and how impressive it was, I do remember them losing to the Raiders here at home, and now the Raiders may fire Pete Carroll, and they have the number one pick in the draft for the first time since they drafted Jamarcus Russell. Lots of ups and downs. Ramondre Stevenson, injuries on the offensive line, injuries on the defense. This great identity as a run-stuffing team where nobody was getting 50 yards or 100 yards. Then they go through this stretch of okay, can we just manage it and keep our head above water? And then they end with the way they did today, which I thought started kind of clunky, but, man, they finished strong. And I think that's all that matters as these guys drive home. They have a great feeling, right, about what's possible.
And I think that's the 2025 Patriots. Every challenge that they've been faced with, they have answered it. After the second defensive drive in this game, I'm thinking to myself, this defense is not ready for the playoffs. And they figured it out. I think we say coach-quarterback league, right? Vrabel, Drake, great combination. I think the Chargers have a nice combination with Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert. I think it's going to be a tough matchup.
If Herbert's healthy, and if they don't have a brain cramp and do what they did against the Texans and try to throw every football 20 yards down the way, I think the Patriots are in line. I think they have a great quarterback-coach combo for this year.
Yep.
Every year is different. This Patriots team has found its identity after Christian said they struggled. They know each other. They've become a team, and they won 12 of their last 13 down the stretch. And every test that came up to them, they answered. They had that Buffalo hiccup where Drake, came out and said, "Hey, there was an elephant in the room. Could I lead a team on a 2-minute drive and win a ball game?" He did it the next week in Baltimore against the Ravens. And then they put the hammer to the Jets and the hammer when they needed to the Dolphins. I just think they do a lot of good things as a team, Steve. I think their offense is good as anybody's right now in the game. The way that they just run the football, complement it with the wideouts, and they're healthy. I think that's another big factor for them, too. So I think they have a lot of good things going for them as they hit the playoffs.
All right, this is going to sound crazy, and you guys may disagree, but I like the fact that there's no bye. I like the fact that they got to play right away. They got momentum. They got the confidence going. There's not a weekend off. They go play next week against the Chargers.
It's funny you say that, and I've done it both ways.
Okay.
I've done it with a bye, and I've done it without a bye. And when I sit here and I think back of those days, playing in the playoff game without a bye, I'm like, does it really even matter? I mean, personally, I like the rest.
It's one less game.
And it's one less game physically. And there's always this fear of, being rusty or starting slow, and the other team that you're playing against, they already had a win, and maybe they're coming in with a lot of confidence, but no, veteran teams, smart teams don't buy into that. They don't. But the fact that this is a younger team, an inexperienced team, possibly playing 2 games at home, maybe all 3 of them, depending on what happens with the Broncos in their first playoff game, I think they're okay.
And to build off your point, Steve, I think Mike Vrabel has done a really good job managing the health of the roster. So Robert Spillane, linebacker, would expect him back for this game against the Chargers. Harold Landry has been out the last 2 games, the edge rusher with a knee injury. I think he could have played, but they're saving him for the playoffs. So you're going to get all your guys back for this. Don't need the bye because you've prepared to play this game, and just go get it.
Yeah, you got reps for Milton Williams in this finale against the Dolphins. You got Will Campbell reps, which is good on that offensive line. And I agree, Stephen, people poo-poo it all over the place, but Robert Spillane is a huge part of this defense. He was signed to be big money to come in here and lead them. And if you watch, how many times did this team start off giving up a field goal or a touchdown on the first drive? Who did Vrabel go to right away? Tablet? and Robert Spillane. And they came back and learned from what their mistakes were and got out and got better. We saw it again against Miami. They looked bad. How bad did they look? And then they let up 10 points on the day. Granted, they've seen some ineptness on the different teams, but I just kind of like the way that they do things as a team in all three phases.
All right, Christian said something earlier today that sort of baffled me, but now as I repeat what he says, I sort of agree with him. Tell them what you told me about the percentages of going to the Super Bowl.
I said that I thought that they had an 80% chance of going to the Super Bowl. I didn't say they would win it. And I say
80%?
that 80%, and I say
Where does
that
number come from?
It just I'm just out of thin air, right? Because I feel like if I was to ask you more likely or less likely they go to the Super Bowl, what would you say?
It's more likely.
What would you say?
More likely.
That's why I came up with 80%. Because if you're going to pick a side, I look at the teams that they possibly will play, and I mean, I hate to say none of them scare me, but I feel like they have an answer at every position, coaching, quarterback, defense, all of it, and I feel pretty confident about where they are.
It's wide open. Mike Vrabel, I feel like every button he's pushed this year has come up the right way.
And there's no Patrick Mahomes, right? That's the other difference, too. No. We saw Brady block so many teams from going. We saw Mahomes block so many teams. The one guy I would fear, Mike, and you've talked about this before.
J.A.
Yeah, Josh Allen, just because he's like Dracula. You know what I mean? There's no end in sight with him, and you got to finish him. It's hard, but maybe that would be one guy that would definitely scare me.